Okay, here are the last problems for solving multi-step inequalities with variables on both sides. And then we will move on to compound inequalities in the last lesson. So just some refreshers: distribute through the parentheses, combine like terms on both sides, then label your letters and numbers so that you know which side you want your variables on and which side you want your numbers on. Also a refresher, or a big reminder so you don't make the mistake: don't forget to flip your inequality sign if you multiply or divide by the variable by a negative number. If you multiply or divide by a positive or add or subtract, not a big deal. And then when you're graphing, we have open dots if it's less than or greater than, and closed dots if it is less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Okay, again, we're going to do 2 examples, and then there's 2 for you to try on your own. So, first problem. Let's go ahead and draw our line through our inequality symbol. And we are going to eliminate our parentheses first by distributing. So we are going to multiply -4 times a and -4 times 6. So -4 times a is -4a. -4 times 6 is -24. And then I'm bringing down that plus 2a because it wasn't in the parentheses. I'm also bringing down my sign because I haven't done anything to cancel yet. So that's going to stay exactly as it was. Once I eliminate my parentheses, I need to remember to combine my like terms first before I start moving things around. It is going to make my life a lot easier. So on the left side only, I have a -4a and a positive 2a. If I add those together, I get -2a. The -24 is just coming down. On the right side, I have 1 and -7a, but because they aren't like terms, we're going to bring those down as well, since we can't combine them together. Now, I recommend always putting your letters on the left side because it's going to make your life easier when you go to graph your inequalities, which means I'm putting my numbers on the right side. Okay, so I always start on my number side. If there are any letters on my number side, we need to move them. So if I have a -7a, we need to move that 7a to the other side by adding. So I get -2a plus 7a, which is 5a. Remember to put the a with it and remember to line it up with your like terms. We're going to bring down our -24. Okay, I haven't multiplied or divided by anything yet, so I'm going to leave that sign the same, and then I bring down my 1. Okay, so I have all my letters on the left side. Now I need to get rid of the numbers that are on the right side, or on the left side, to move them to the right. So that -24 has to go. I'm going to add 24 to both sides. So when I do that, I bring down my 5a. I did not multiply or divide yet, so I'm going to bring that sign down, and then 1 plus 24 is 25. And then our last step is to divide by 25 on both sides. And I am dividing here, but because it's a it's not a -5, it's a +5, I do not need to flip my sign. So I get a is less than 5. I'm going to put my numbers on my number line: 5, 7, 9, 11, 3, and 1. We're going to do an open dot because it doesn't have an equal to sign there, and then shade to the left. Okay, next one. Go ahead and draw your line through the equal sign. Sorry, inequality sign. Distribute if you can. So we're going to distribute on each side separately and then see what we have to do. So 8 times a and 8 times 4 gives me 8a plus 32. I did not do anything to cancel yet, so don't have to worry about that. This is like a -1. So -1 times 4 is -4. -1 times -6a is positive 6a. Now, we need to decide if we can combine anything together on the left side. So I have an 8a and a 32. Those aren't like terms, so I have to leave them. And the same thing on the right side. I have a -4 and a 6a. Can't combine those together because they're not like terms. So now we're going to move on. We're going to label our letters and our numbers. And like I said, it helps when you're graphing to always put your letters on the left side. So I'm going to move my 6a away from my number side because I don't want any letters on that side. So I'm going to do -6a on both sides to get 2a. bring down that plus 32. I didn't multiply or divide, so I don't need to flip my sign. And then my 6 days cancel, so I just bring down my negative 4s. Now that I have all my letters moved over, I'm going to move my numbers. So I'm going to do minus 32 on both sides to get 2a is greater than negative 36. And again, I didn't multiply or divide in that one, so I don't have to flip my sign. And my last step is to divide by 2 on both sides. Apologies for that. So I get a and negative 18. Now pay attention here. I did get a negative for my answer, but I still only divided by positive 2, so my sign does not flip. So I'm going to go ahead and label negative 18, negative 16, 14, negative 20, negative 22. I'm going to do an open dot, and I'm going to shade to the right. And that's it. Go ahead and hit pause. Check your answers at the very bottom for the last 2 problems after you try them. I am not going to show all the work though. Okay, so I showed some steps. I didn't show everything here, but for A, you should get x is greater than 3. So the number line is down here for it. And then for the second one, you should get x is greater than 5. Check the number line there. If you did not get those right, make sure you ask for help. If you did, go ahead and do the practice and have a great day.